Hello and welcome to the viewers of this video. This is the Orange Fan here, bringing you another entry for the episode Recap and Thoughts category. This video will be dedicated to the FUNimation dub of episode 64 of Dragonball Super. Picking up where we last left off, we begin this episode with Vegeta continuing to fight Goku Black and Goku continuing to fight future Zamasu. As the fight continues on, Goku Black eventually concludes that Vegeta's increase in power is due to his anger towards what Goku Black and future Zamasu have done to Future Trunks and Future Trunks' timeline by extension. So Goku Black declares that he will use his own anger towards mortals to increase his power. And what happens is Goku Black eventually creates an energy scythe as a result of his anger. And when he swings this energy scythe, it tears open a hole in the fabric of reality. And Goku Black admits to Vegeta that even he doesn't know what exactly this hole in the fabric of reality means, saying that his own power has exceeded his own understanding. And eventually future Zamasu is able to give Goku the slip, and he flies off to try and head to where Bulma, Future Trunks, and Future Mai are. So they're near Capsule Corporation right now. And Goku ends up going to help Vegeta out with Goku Black. And as for what comes out of the hole in the fabric of reality, it's these clones of Goku Black, but they seem to be made out of smoke, essentially. Yeah, they seem to be clones of Goku Black made out of smoke. That's the best way I can think to describe these clones, but they're pretty powerful in their own right. Because no matter what Goku and Vegeta do to fight against the clones, they just keep respawning. There doesn't seem to be a way to completely eliminate all of these clones. And Goku isn't able to use instant transmission because he can't get a lock on Future Trunks' energy signature because of the energy coming from the hole in the fabric of reality. It's disrupting his ability to lock on to Future Trunks' energy signature. So for now, Goku and Vegeta are stuck dealing with these clones of Goku Black. Now, as for Future Trunks, he's able to successfully put the jar back together, and Future Mai and Future Trunks show Bulma that the jar is now fully fixed. But they they see that future Zamasu is on their way to where they are, and Goku isn't near them, so they have to figure out another way to use the Evil Containment Wave. So Bulma mentions that she actually recorded a video of Piccolo demonstrating the Evil Containment Wave. She recorded it on her phone, so she lets Future Trunks watch the video so he can practice the Evil Containment Wave, so he can be the one to seal future Zamasu away. And Bulma attempts to stall future Zamasu to give Future Trunks time to perfect the Evil Containment Wave. Bulma's idea of distracting or stalling future Zamasu is pretending to flirt with him, but this doesn't work on future Zamasu, and it looks like he's able to take Bulma's life, and Future Trunks is furious when he sees this. Powering up to Super Saiyan Rage, Future Trunks confronts future Zamasu. Future Mai is by Future Trunks' side, and she's holding the jar and the lid for the jar, and Future Trunks performs the Evil Containment Wave, and it works. The Evil Containment Wave traps future Zamasu, and he's surprised to see that mortals have come up with such a technique. And eventually, Future Trunks is able to seal him into the jar. And Bulma reveals that she was only pretending to have met her end at the hands of future Zamasu, but she also admits that she was scared for her life, understandably so, against future Zamasu. Now, the only thing left for them to do is to place the enchanted charm on the jar to act as the lock to make sure that future Zamasu stays in the jar. But then they realize Master Roshi forgot to give Goku the enchanted charm needed to lock the seal of the Evil Containment Wave jar. So future Zamasu is able to break free from the jar without the enchanted charm there. But we see that future Zamasu is really scared, actually. He's quite terrified by what happened, and he's still horrified at the results even after he's escaped. Goku Black notices how future Zamasu's presence disappeared but then reappeared suddenly, so he leaves to go see what's going on. And when Goku Black leaves the hole in the fabric of reality, the hole in the fabric of reality disappears, and the clones of Goku Black also disappear, much to Goku and Vegeta's bewilderment. But without the interference, Goku can now lock onto Future Trunks' energy signature. So Goku and Vegeta head to Future Trunks using Goku's instant transmission ability. So now Goku, Vegeta, Future Trunks, Future Mai, Bulma, Gowasu, and Shin have all gathered together, and they're standing on the ground while Goku Black and future Zamasu are hovering in the air, not too far from where the group on the ground are. And future Zamasu tells Goku Black that the mortals are more dangerous than they originally expected, and Goku Black decides that it's time for them to... Yeah, Goku Black says along the lines of no more half measures and no more playing around, it's time to get serious. So Goku Black and future Zamasu gloat some more, and then they reveal their trump card. Future Zamasu takes off the single Patara earring that he's wearing, and he places it on the opposite ear. That means Goku Black and future Zamasu are now wearing their respective Patara earring on opposite ears, and that means the Patara earring fusion activates, and Goku Black is still in Super Saiyan Rose form when the fusion happens, by the way. So the fusion is performed, and the end results, we have the fused warrior has future Zamasu's skin color and hair color, and he's also wearing future Zamasu's outfit, essentially. However, the outfit is the same color scheme as Goku Black's outfit, and his facial structure matches Goku Black's facial structure, and the hairstyle is it's the same style as Goku Black's Super Saiyan Rose hairstyle. And the fused warrior talks with two voices talking in unison, but it's two Zamasu voices talking in unison. The being is known as Fusion Zamasu, though he just calls himself Zamasu, but he's known as Fusion Zamasu or Fuse Zamasu or Merge Zamasu, depending on your preference, to distinguish him from his fusees. And Fusion Zamasu essentially brags about how he is the ultimate god of the multiverse, and the episode ends with Fusion Zamasu declaring, "All hail Zamasu!" So we're reaching the end point for the Zamasu saga now, because this is the episode where the Zamasu duo have pulled their trump card. But before we go more into that, let's talk about a little bit before that ending of the episode. So Goku Black manages to gain the upper hand against Vegeta by using that energy scythe ability. And yeah, I do think they probably could have explained that a little better, but again, I didn't have a problem with the technique itself. Yeah, it's kind of like similar to Super Saiyan Rage. Like, they probably could have explained it better, but I didn't have any problem with the technique itself. And I will say that Xenoverse 2, the video game, did adapt that attack, but they adapted it in a different way, which I thought was actually pretty cool. So understandably, they didn't do that in this version, in the anime version, but yeah, it was very peculiar, to say the least. A very peculiar technique and results, to say the least. But otherwise, the other thing is Future Trunks managed to learn the Evil Containment Wave, so Piccolo demonstrating the technique for Bulma came in handy after all. And some people had mixed thoughts about Future Trunks learning the technique so easily, but if I had to guess, I'm guessing they're going along the lines of Future Trunks could be seen as like a fighting prodigy, plus he does have Bulma's intellect, so that's probably what they were going along with Future Trunks learning the technique. And I find that to be a believable explanation. I didn't really have a hard time believing that. And for what it's worth, it was satisfying to see Future Trunks use the Evil Containment Wave on Future Zamasu and pretty much tell him off for bad-mouthing mortals. And yes, it didn't work, unfortunately, because Roshi forgot to give Goku the enchanted charm to act as the lock for the seal. But it still succeeded in scaring Future Zamasu. Future Zamasu was scared out of his mind after it was over. And it was pretty satisfying to see that smug elitist jerk scared out of his mind. And yeah, at least in the Funimation dub, it's also kind of a funny casting gag because Future Zamasu is voiced by James Marsters, who played Piccolo Sr. or King Piccolo, or Lord Piccolo as he was referred to in the movie Dragon Ball Evolution, who was also sealed away by the Evil Containment Wave like in the main series. So that's pretty funny that James Marsters got to play two different villains that were on the receiving end of the Evil Containment Wave. And now here we go. We're at the big part where Goku Black and Future Zamasu perform the Potara earring fusion to become Fusion Zamasu. And yeah, I do think that's pretty cool that we have ourselves a fusion villain. Now, Dragon Ball Fusions, a video game for the 3DS, that had several different fusions as well, and including villains, yes. And Dragon Ball GT had two Android 17s fuse into Super 17, but that wasn't one of the two main fusions, because generally when fans refer to fusion, they're usually talking about either the fusion dance or the Potara earring fusion. At least that's what I can say for myself, at least. When I say fusion, I tend to mean those two versions of fusion. So you could say this is the first time we have a Potara earring fusion with villains, or because again, fans kind of debate over semantics with regards to how you would define canon for the Dragon Ball franchise. But yeah, depending on your definition, Fusion Zamasu could be considered the first canon fusion villain, and that's a pretty cool thing. And as far as Fusion Zamasu himself goes, I think he has a really cool design. Like, they blended it really well. Like, yeah, he mostly favors Zamasu, but that makes sense because, to be fair, the other Supreme Kai fusions did have the Supreme Kai as sort of the dominant appearance in the Fusey, and there were still traces of Goku Black there, and they actually did follow up on something that Old Kai mentioned back in Dragon Ball Z and Dragon Ball Z Kai in the Buu saga. Old Kai warned Goku not to be in a transformed state when he performed the Potara earring fusion, so don't be in it, he warned him not to be in any of his Super Saiyan forms, because if you perform the Potara earring fusion while in a transformed state, at least one of the Fusies does, it leads to the fused warrior being permanently in that transformed state without the ability to switch between forms. And Goku Black was in Super Saiyan Rose form when he performed the Potara earring fusion with Future Zamasu, so Yeah, and because again, Super Saiyan Rose and Super Saiyan Blue are both Super Saiyan God Super Saiyan. That means Fusion Zamasu is he's locked into the Super Saiyan God Super Saiyan transformation, or at least his equivalent to it, given his fusion status. And Fusion Zamasu also stands out because the Supreme Kai fusions only had one voice, even though they were fused beings, and the voice was of the Supreme Kai Fusey. Vegito, on the other hand, like the Fusion Dance characters, spoke with two voices talking in unison. But in Fusion Zamasu's case, it's not Goku Black's voice and Future Zamasu's voice talking in unison, but two Zamasu voices talking to unison. As far as I know, I don't think an official answer was ever given, but for the most part, from what I've read, fans in general seem to figure that this probably has something to do with the fact that Goku Black is Zamasu's soul in Goku's body. So, yeah, so physically, the fusion may be between Goku and Zamasu in a physical sense, but if we're talking about in terms of the soul, it's two Zamasus that fuse together. So, that's what fans conclude is probably the reason why Fusion Zamasu has two Zamasu voices talking in unison. But it does have a really eerie but cool effect, I feel. So, the next episode, we're going to see more of Fusion Zamasu in action. But in the case of the Funimation dub, we're going to have to wait one extra week because Toonami will be airing a marathon for one of their shows for the Memorial Day weekend. So, yeah, that means it'll be not next Sunday, but the Sunday after. That's when we'll have an episode recap and thoughts video for the next episode of Dragon Ball Super. So we're gonna have to be patient for a little longer. So hang in there for those who are the dub only viewers. We're gonna have to wait a little longer before we see how the rest of the Zamasu saga plays out. But for now, that was kind of an intense cliffhanger to leave off for the Memorial Day weekend break. But we'll discuss the next episode after it airs on Toonami. But otherwise, for now, there we go. As of this video, we've now discussed the Funimation dub of episode 64 of Dragon Ball Super on this channel. Take care, and until next time.